What if I were to tell you that without a kooky mystery show from the 90s, we wouldn't have shows like The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, or Game of Thrones? Twin Peaks is a surreal drama television series created by Mark Frost and David Lynch that aired on ABC from April 8, 1990 to June 10, 1991. The show followed FBI Special Agent Dale Cooper as he investigates the murder of Laura Palmer, a young woman in the fictional town of Twin Peaks, Washington. The show was known for its unique mix of surrealism, mystery, and dark humor, and had a significant influence on popular culture. The show spawned a prequel film, Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, and a revival series, Twin Peaks The Return, which aired on Showtime 25 years later in 2017. We'll be taking a spoiler-free look into the world of Twin Peaks and its history. The main elements that made the show different from the time was its incorporation of surrealism and dream sequences, which affected the plot in a larger way. Strange anomalies and mystical happenings occur in the background of the show, all the while giving the audience clues to solving the larger mystery at hand. At the time, mystery television shows were strictly episodic, with the episodes starting with a murder and ending with the culprit apprehended. Shows in the late 80s and early 90s like Matlock and Law & Order, which wrapped up their mysteries quickly, were the norm, with studio heads believing audiences didn't have the patience or want to watch a story for more than 1 hour. But upon the release of the pilot, that perception changed. Twin Peaks was a hit amongst fans who would tune in every week to theorize and speculate about who killed Laura Palmer. Although the show was canceled by ABC halfway through its second season, hardcore fans brought the show back to life with the help of one of the creators, David Lynch. After going on David Letterman and asking fans to write letters to Bob Iger, the president of ABC at the time, who, by the way, is now the CEO of Disney, to keep the show on the air, the network agreed to let Lynch direct the last few episodes of the show to conclude the second season. The season finale left fans on an even bigger cliffhanger, and the show sadly ends on a note that it may never return. If you have seen the series in full and want a super deep dive into the history of Twin Peaks creation and eventual cancellation, the people at Twin Perfect have done an amazing recap in the first 20 minutes of their infamous Twin Peaks Explained, No Really video. But today we are here to talk about the legacy Twin Peaks has left and its impact on seminal shows that we all love. Let's first start with how Twin Peaks was really the first example of event television. Event television is a show that becomes a major cultural phenomenon and is widely discussed and analyzed. Twin Peaks was one of the first shows to generate widespread buzz and attract a devoted fan base, and it paved the way for other shows that become cultural touchstones, such as Lost and Game of Thrones. Due to the fact that the introduction of the main mystery, the death of Laura Palmer, is not revealed until well into the second season of the show, it gave audiences time to research each episode. News reports at the time showed fans speculating about every detail of the show, with an estimated 30 million people tuning in every week. I get it, in 2023 this doesn't sound that shocking. We have shows like Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and The Sopranos which have viewers obsessing and theorizing for every episode. Heck, this YouTube channel does that exact same thing. But at the time, this was something completely new, and without Twin Peaks laying the groundwork for these shows' archetypes, who knows what television would look like today. Another way in which Twin Peaks influenced television is through its use of unconventional storytelling techniques such as non-linear narrative, dream sequences, and abstract imagery. These techniques were relatively rare on television at the time and helped create a unique and immersive viewing experience that was unlike anything else on TV. The Sopranos creator David Chase has cited Twin Peaks as an influence of his own show, and many critics have noted similarities between the two series, particularly in their use of surrealism and unconventional storytelling. Tony has multiple dream sequences throughout the series which inform his real-life decisions. When Tony discovers there's a mole inside his main crew, he rejects it on the surface, although suspicious, never truly believing that someone would betray him like that. Only in his dreams do we discover what Tony truly believes and sees that he is haunted by the prospect of having to murder one of his own. Before we keep going on Twin Peaks' impact on television as a whole, I'd like to touch briefly on some obvious homages to the show from popular works in the media and television. With Twin Peaks being such a widespread hit, other classic series oftentimes directly parodied the show. For example, on a 2010 episode of Psych, the team of investigators head to a town called Dual Spirals, where actors from the original Twin Peaks appear as similar characters to that of the show. A similar Laura Palmer-style mystery plays out, except of course the murder is solved at the end of the episode. Or how The X-Files was extremely inspired by Twin Peaks, giving homage to the show in an episode called Humbug. Additionally, the actor David Duchovny got his break on Twin Peaks, playing the transgender FBI detective Denise. Duchovny's epic performance as Denise helped him prepare for this iconic role as Special Agent Mulder in The X-Files. And of course, for the Lost fans out there, the mysterious numbers and clues under the bunker were also inspired by Twin Peaks' use of cryptic riddles and otherworldly encounters. There are actually tons of stories of actors in Twin Peaks going on to insane stardom, or their children becoming well-known actors as well. Did you know that Rashida Jones' mom plays one of the main characters in the show? But we'll save that for another video. The last point I'll touch on to discuss Twin Peaks' impact on television is how it helped to popularize the use of serialized storytelling, in which the plot of a show unfolds over the course of multiple episodes or seasons rather than being resolved in a single episode. This approach has become more common in recent years, with many shows using long-form storytelling to build tension, create complex characters, and keep viewers engaged over the course of an entire season. Although shows like The Boys, Mad Men, The Walking Dead, and many others are obvious examples of this type of modern storytelling, there are many other shows that tell a story within one season, like True Detective or American Horror Story. These shows might not have existed without the groundwork that Twin Peaks laid. Now, I am not making the claim that Twin Peaks was the first show ever to use serialized storytelling. In fact, one of Twin Peaks' main inspirations were soap dramas. As with the show's unique approach, many elements of the show play out in a dramatic and sometimes even campy way.
Harry?
These goofy elements of the show are openly acknowledged within the show's plot, with the characters who live in Twin Peaks consistently watching a television show called An Invitation to Love. This show includes classic tropes such as a murderous jealous lover, old enemies that were thought to be dead suddenly returning, and of course, the classic twin sister mix-up. What is so special about Twin Peaks is how it blended all of these elements of television together to create just an all-around good show. Hardcore fans may complain about the lull in the second season, but it's crazy to think that even with its short time on air, the impact it made has carried on for nearly 30 years. We hope you like this video, and give us a like or consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.